Well, what's up again there, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and I have a very special topics video to share with you guys today. I'm super ecstatic about the recent announcement from Sony that after the kind of, I guess, unofficial testing of these new Star Wars games that came with the little bundle pack for its newest PlayStation 4 release, they have officially announced that they are currently working, or if not, they're pretty much well into development, of a PlayStation 2 emulator for the PlayStation 4. I cannot tell you how ecstatic I am for that, because just the idea of knowing that there is a chance that I can actually go back and repurchase all the games I ever picked up for the PlayStation 2 era, and just has my mind going in so many places. Because if there's one big regret as a gamer that I can officially say that I wish I could go back and change, it's the fact that I traded a good portion. I would say I traded away maybe 90% of the games that I used to own for my PlayStation 2 in order to get my PlayStation 3. And though I would say in the long run it was a well-turned investment, I can say that at the time I didn't understand the value of holding on to those older games, which did have value. Because going into PlayStation 3, I decided not to make that same mistake. Every game I've picked up during that time period, the lifespan of the PlayStation 3, I've kept, and they all have value to me. And I still find myself going back and turning on my PlayStation 3, which I still have, and playing those older games. So the fact that I now can go back even further and play them on the PlayStation 4 is just... This is literally the best news I've heard from Sony since the official announcement of the Final Fantasy VII remake that they're working on at E3 this year. However, just to go into a little bit of a side compliment, I have to say, part of me has to at least thank Microsoft for their move for backwards compatibility. Part of me has to think that every time Xbox comes up with a big announcement, Sony has to respond in some sense. So it's possible. I mean, I have nothing to back this up, but it's possible that Xbox and Microsoft's announcement that they're doing backwards compatibility, this is their direct response to that. And it's just proof that, you know, despite how I feel about the Xbox, how I don't really think it's a good system for me, I do acknowledge that there is progress in competition. When one side pumps up their efforts, the other side is to do the same, and we all win in the end as gamers. I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's just so many games I can think of off the top of my head from the PlayStation 2 era that I would love to play on the PlayStation 4, especially with trophy support, which I'll go on record and say that the addition of trophies was probably one of the best additions we ever had going to the PlayStation 3 era, because what it did was, I mean, aside the fact that it had this little silly system, which for me is kind of like an RPG level up system, as when you get trophies, your level up goes up, and I have like over 5,000 trophies, so I'm pretty happy about that. Is that it gives you a reason to play the game to the fullest. I mean, I would say the one disadvantage of the PlayStation 2 era is that once you beat a game, there were not many reasons to actually complete it, or, you know, be a completist, as we would say in the gaming community. But adding trophies, I think, gives me a reason to go back. I mean, that's why I'm having a blast with these 4 PlayStation 2 titles, which I did happen to play back when they came out on the PlayStation 2, and I'm able to play them again on the PlayStation 4. And I did happen to notice, you know, in a strange sense, that they somehow were, they still looked good. And I thought that was a little bit confusing. I was like, for a PlayStation 2 game, this looks surprisingly good on the PlayStation 4, and now I know why. And again, as I said, there is still a lot of value in the PlayStation 2 library, because I've bought so many games in terms of HD remasterings. I mean, when they released Resident Evil 4 in HD, I picked that up. And then when they did the same thing with, you know, the Final Fantasy X and X-2 sequels, I went back and I purchased them not only for PlayStation 3, but I bought them for PlayStation 4. And I did them for a lot of games. I mean, I did it for Kingdom Hearts, which I don't know what the hell I was thinking trading away Kingdom Hearts, since that was a great game. And I did the same thing for God of War, picked it up in HD. And they did the same thing for Devil May Cry. I mean, so it's just the fact that we are now getting the opportunity to go back and play these games. And this opens the door to this newer generation of gamers. I think that as an older gamer, I feel obligated to inform the younger generation that, you know, you really need to take this opportunity and play these games that we were playing at your age. And then hopefully this might be a new renaissance of showing this new generation what we had, and then they'll see the value. Because I have to say, I'm not very impressed with the current generation of gaming, simply because it's all based around that 3-letter curse word, DLC. It just seems that games now, they are not being made to give you a full experience. It seems to be that developers have this mentality of, instead of giving a price for a full experience game, the question is not how much we can make off this game, it's how much money can we make off of it in the long term. Because all we have to do is throw in content. And I think the biggest example of this is what I've heard from a lot of people, that they're not happy with this modern Battlefront. How, you know, there's a $50 season pass, so initially you would have to pay $110 for a game, and chances are this is just going to be the first of many DLC packs they're going to release. So you're going to have to keep spending more money on this one game instead of getting a complete experience. And I just think that if gaming continues like that, then that's going to really push a lot of people away who spend their hard-earned money for a full experience, and you're not getting that. I mean, I can understand waiting until you get the, you know, the complete edition. You know, that's further down the road, and some people don't want to wait. I'm one of those people. When a game comes out, I want to play it immediately. And whether or not I want to pay DLC for it, you know, it's a case-by-case situation. I mean, some games I've purchased DLC for it when I thought the value of the game went down, and some I haven't even bothered picking it up for. So those are just my initial thoughts, and just to tell you that I'm definitely excited for it when this emulator is officially released. And hopefully if they stick with the greatest hits list, God, that first day, I don't know. I can see myself spending $500 or $600 just purchasing all the games I gave away to going into the PlayStation 3 era from the PlayStation 2 era. And I can tell you, I'm probably going to have a lot more fun playing these older games than the newer games coming out in 2016. So I'd like to hear, what are your guys' thoughts on this new emulator for the PlayStation 4 for PlayStation 2 games? Do you think this is a great thing, or are there definitely some younger gamers that you're going to encourage to start playing some older games so they can experience the games that we did at their age? Share your thoughts with me in the comments down below, and if you like this video, feel free to like, comment down below, and please check me in my future videos. And like always, thank you guys for watching, you're awesome, and I'll see you next time.